everybody, welcome to your horoscopes for the week. I'm Melissa Bruce, the heavy metal psychic, and these are the horoscopes for the week ending 4/11/2015. We're recovering from a full moon eclipse. The blood moon, as they call it, happened really early in the morning on Saturday, which really has nothing to do with the week that we're talking about, but the energies from it are definitely going to be felt through the next couple of days. So we're going to go ahead and get right to it so we can see how this is going to affect us all. And as usual, we're going to start with Aries. Happy birthday to all the Rams born this week. This full moon eclipse really did affect you guys, as the sun was in opposition with the moon being in Libra when the eclipse happened, and will be also in Libra in opposition of the sun and Uranus, which are conjunct all week this week along with Mercury. It is a bit of a crazy little bit of an energy there. And that grand fire trine energy that's been following you guys around is going to continue through Sunday and one more day of the week, Wednesday or Thursday-ish, when the moon moves into Sagittarius, just for one day. Other than that, that grand fire trine energy is going to kind of sort of melt away a little bit. But Uranus, the sun, and Mercury are still going to be in trine position with Jupiter, really giving you a good boost in your career, especially when you use the old things that you've always done before, those things that really, really work well, and really do it being you, because you wouldn't want to do it any other way, would you? This energy is ripe for that, and with Jupiter going direct on the 8th, lots of forward movement energy there for you guys, being that you've got planets in good aspects with that planet. So there's a lot of wonderful energy for you guys out there, but at the same time, it's a lot of energy, and on a global level, it can have a tendency to test people's boundaries, and therefore their reactions can be a little bit difficult to deal with. Don't attend the drama performance, guys, and you guys will be perfectly fine. You don't have no worries there. Make sure you use this energy for productivity like it's supposed to be, and not use this energy to get yourself lost. So you guys have a great week. Taurus, Venus, your home planet, Venus, spends her last week in your sign this week. And at the beginning of the week, she's trined with Pluto, providing ample time to spend with those that you love and those that reciprocate that love back. We're talking lots of beautiful time just to hang out or relax or enjoy the time that with those people that are most important to you, because they are the ones that matter the most. As she moves on into the week, though, she moves into opposition with Saturn, which kind of makes one of those instances where you feel like you have to choose between spending time with somebody you've been wanting to spend time with for a while, or somebody else who wants your time right then. And this is a very difficult situation, especially for Tauruses who really being ruled by Venus just like everybody to be happy. But you've also got Mars coming into your sign this week, and he's got some fiery energy when it comes to your career and also spending time with those that you love. And he's in a beautiful aspect with Neptune right now, sextiling Neptune, and going to be moving into trine aspect with Pluto. So that's going to mean a grand sextile at some point. Not this week, but at some point. Beautiful energy there. And this energy is really going to provide you the genius that you need, that you always have, to be able to make everybody happy, which is what you do best most of the time. So don't sweat the small things. You'll be able to spend the time with those that you've been wanting to spend time with and those that you need to spend time with. And when it comes down to it, you're the one that's blessed, because everybody wants to spend time with you. So you guys enjoy yourselves and have a great week with that. Gemini, have you been finding yourself in those annoying situations that keep repeating themselves over and over and over again? And these are situations that hit you on an emotional or a heart level, and they're very, very frustrating, especially when you get into your flow, ready to grab life by the horns, and bam, here comes this thing like a great big wrench in your plans. These situations keep coming up because ultimately there's a root of an initial situation that took place, one that you are probably holding on very deeply to the feelings of. And it's not the situation itself that we hang on to. It really is the feeling. So if somebody, when we were children, used to call us stupid, it's not the actual act of being called stupid, but the feeling and the hurt and the pain of being called stupid that we hang on to. These situations come up in real life as the universe brings you these opportunities to learn this lesson. As somebody comes to me and says, hey, you're stupid, and I feel that old pain again. When I feel that old pain again, rather than running from it or trying to push it down or trying to prove to yourself that you're not stupid, look at it for what it is. Look at those feelings, embrace them, hold on to them, and say, no, I'm not holding on to them anymore, and let them go. One of my favorite ways to do this is to write a letter to the person that gave us these feelings, expressing how we felt, burning it up, and letting it go afterwards. It's a beautiful feeling of release, and once this process is over, difficult as it is, the situations don't keep coming up. You wind up actually fixing it at the root, and you can move on with your life and not have to deal with this situation anymore. So yes, it's not pleasant. Unfortunately, we all have to do this at some point in our lives, and no, it's not pleasant, but it's so worth it, because now you don't have to be plagued by that problem or that emotion anymore. So you guys, good luck with that, and have a great week. Cancer, take the time at some point this week to do something really, really, really awesome for you, not somebody else. Don't talk yourself out of it. And it happens over and over and over again. We all do it, but Cancer seems to do it the most. You find something, you really want this thing, or you really feel that you need this thing. It's either going to better your life, or hey, maybe it won't. You just want it. And you've been looking at it, and you want to buy it, but no. You'd rather spend the money on food, or you'd rather spend the money on the kids, or your spouse, or your friend, or whatever. This is one of the things that makes you guys beautiful. It's just the huge giving, nurturing heart of Cancers. They want to take care of everybody else, and that's what you're known for. But you can go in the excess direction with that. And what this continuous denial does for you is, in your own perception, it says, I'm not worth it, everybody else is. So ultimately, you're taking a good thing and turning it into a really, really bad thing for you. And you don't want to do that. So take some time this week to do something for yourself. And when you feel yourself starting to talk yourself out of it, you go, hey, wait a minute. I am worth this. I do need this. And I want this. So I'm going to get it for myself. And you guys, have a great week with that. Leo, I've been waiting months. It's generally about 5 or 6 months retrograde for Jupiter or these planets that are pretty far away. So I have literally been waiting months to tell you guys that Jupiter goes direct on the 8th this week. So no more Jupiter retrograde. Thank goodness for that. It has been a little bit heavy and sort of feeling like you constantly got stumbling blocks in front of you and you can't move forward. And that energy is about to go away. Bye-bye. For good, because Jupiter's not going to go retrograde again while he's in your sign. In fact, this gives him the opportunity to go and move on to another sign, at least, anyways. But that's the good news. And also the Grand Fire Trine is going to be together up until about Sunday, and one more day this week later on as the moon moves into Sagittarius, about Wednesday or Thursday, I should say Thursday or Friday. As a matter of fact, where the moon moves into that position to create that Grand Fire Trine energy again. But at the same time, you don't need the Grand Fire Trine, because Jupiter is trined with the Sun, Mercury, and Uranus in Aries, really giving you a boost when it comes to your career, and big things happening when it comes to your career, and moving forward, and really being seen for you and what you can do. And as the week progresses, he also moves into trine position with Saturn, opening up a lot of time to get things done, especially when it comes to your daily schedule. And there's beautiful things opening up for you all across the board. So it's time to move past all these obstacles. It's time to move past the feeling that you can't move forward. And it is time for you to grasp what it is that you've been trying to get to all these last few months. So you guys, slap them crowns on and have a great week with that. Virgos, the dark moon is going to move out of your sign this week, which is nice because you're going to get a nice little break from her energy, which seems to be one lesson after another after another. Because the dark moon really is all about change, and she's really, really, really been a driving force to a lot of changes made in your life in the last several months. But she's going to give you a little bit of break and move on out of your sign and pester somebody else this week. She'll only be there for the first couple of days of the week, and this kind of feeling of energy creates an open space to where things run smoothly. Who'd have thunk it? As you've gone through all these changes, you've learned all these lessons, you've done a beautiful job getting through these obstacles. Now's the time to not struggle so much, but have things literally just come to you as and when they should come to you, or as and when they're supposed to come to you, giving you a focus of positivity in order for you to take a break from that negative focus so much. So now's a perfect opportunity really to practice focusing on the positive. Focus on every beautiful positive thing that happens to you, even the little things. And the little irritations, don't give them a second thought. You'll find that your perception goes from worried and anxious most of the time to completely blessed and wonderfully grateful. So you guys enjoy yourselves because you've been needing this break, and have a great week with that. Libra, the moon starts off the week in your sign. As a matter of fact, in full moon position. The week begins after an aftermath of a full moon eclipse. It was a very powerful energy, and it was a really good driving force energy, especially with the full moon in Libra being the justice moon. It's all about putting things back into balance again. So it really is a beautiful energy, but it can be a very frustrating energy for people around you at the same time. So you do want to be aware of that. As the moon starts to make her decline out of your sign on Sunday, she moves into opposition with Mars. And this is really going to cause some frustration, as Mars can be a very fiery and very frustrating energy. So when you feel as if there's something that you want to do, but somebody else has better plans for what you need to do, the biggest thing really is to focus on not letting that feeling overtake your reaction to the actual situation. You don't have to do what somebody else tells you to do, but you don't have to react in a way that's going to be destructive to the ultimate outcome either. You do have a choice in both there. For the rest of the week, things are pretty smooth sailing, although the dark moon does move into your sign later on this week. And the dark moon really is all about change. And even though she's in direct movement at this time, she's calling on those changes that you've been wanting to make when it comes to your home or your foundation. Are there projects that you've been putting off? Are there things that you've been wanting to do, you just haven't had the time? This week, there's a lot of energy to making the time and doing these things. And you may also find some frustrations if you haven't done them yet, and you really do need to use that particular equipment that you didn't make the improvements on, things like that. So this dark moon energy can be a bit frustrating. Best thing to do is, when you have the time, get the project done and don't put it off till later, because we know what happens. Projects back up, and then pretty soon we've got an overwhelming mess that we have to deal with. And you guys don't want that, do you? So you guys, good luck with that and have a great week. Scorpio, the moon kicks off the week in your sign this week, coming in sometime on Sunday and staying through Tuesday. And she's going to start off her journey in your sign in opposition with Mars. And by the time she hits Tuesday, she'll be in opposition with Venus. And this is a really difficult couple of aspects here, because it really is going to make you feel like everything's going wrong and it's all being directed back at you. Like you are either taking it on that it's all your fault, or somebody is making you feel like it's all your fault. Or perhaps you're the one that holds the responsibility in this particular situation. This will ultimately move off from work situations mainly, where the focus is, into the home or into your relationships. And this is really all about allowing that frustration that happens at work to move on into other aspects of your life. The emotional frustration that you're feeling, if you're holding on to it, you start to communicate in that way. You're allowing your frustrations to react, and you're not meaning to take it out on people. It just sort of comes out that way. This week, when you're going through this situation with the moon, it's very important to find your happy Zen place with it and make peace with it. Now, if this is an issue where it's really not your fault, but somebody else is putting the blame on you, if it's not yours, don't take it on. Yes, it's offensive if somebody's blaming you for something that you didn't do, but at the same time, if you know that you didn't do it, there's no reason to be offended by it. That's how I try to see things. It makes it a lot easier for me. Once this moon movement kind of sort of moves on and gets out of your way, things tend to really just kind of calm down a little bit, quiet down, and are not quite so hectic, and you won't feel that pressure so much on you anymore. So this lesson is all about your reaction. Don't allow the actions of others to rule how you react to the people that you love the most. I know you guys can do it, so you guys have a great week with that. Sagittarius. Lots of action taking place for you guys this week with this grand fire trine kicking off the week for one more day and then coming back when the moon comes back into your sign Tuesday through Thursday. And in conjunction with Saturn is going to be quite the help but quite the hindrance at the same time, especially as Saturn moves into opposition with Venus for most of the week. And this is going to create a very difficult aspect and a very difficult situation where you feel as if your responsibilities are just not really being appreciated by those that should be appreciating it. And this is when the moon comes into this, it's really going to be even more frustrating. Perhaps even a little bit explosive, if you know what I mean. But at the same time, on Thursday, the moon in your sign creates one more day of grand fire trine this week. So you've got 2 days of grand fire trine really there to show you why this particular issue hurts you so much on an internal level, a very personal level, and allows you to be able to face that, release that, and come up with a new solution for this problem. Eliminate the annoyance of it coming up over and over again repeatedly, because that's something that you don't want to deal with anymore. You don't got time for that anymore. So this situation, when it comes up, rather than it blowing up into a great big giant mess, take a look at it for what it is. Look at it on an internal level and see what you can do to change the situation. You guys, good luck with that and have a great week. Capricorn, when the moon and Mercury move into conjunction with Uranus, they're going to also move into that squared aspect with Pluto in your sign, and this is going to create some frustrations, especially when you feel as if you never have the time to get everything done that you need to get done. And this is mainly based around your career, but also there's some family and relationship ties in there. When you feel this energy, and at the beginning of the week especially, it's going to be very, very heavy. This is a very clear sign that it's time for you to take a break. You Capricorns are more than capable of handling multiple situations at one time, but that doesn't mean that you should be either. And if these obstacles keep popping up in front of you, there's a reason for it. So the beginning of the week is all about not arguing anymore with yourself and take a break. Go and take a couple of days off. Spend some time with some people that you haven't spent some time with in a while. Because as the week moves on, at about midweek, Mars moves in to trine position with Capricorn. And this is a big, huge boost of creative energy when it comes to your career. So it's going to counterbalance all of this nasty square. And you are going to be wishing you took that break if you hadn't taken it yet. So take my advice, take some time off, do something for you, and get ready for a new burst of creative energy to go in to all of those lovely projects that you've got going on right now. And you guys have a great week with that. Aquarius, luck is on your side this week as the part of fortune kicks off his time in your sign Sunday through Tuesday, shining some luck when it comes to spending time with those you love and putting a little bit of extra cash in your wallet, which is always a good thing. When it comes down to it, monetary blessings come in many different forms. Sometimes they come in the work that you do, but they also come in things like saving money, extra jobs, things like that. So look at monetary blessings not just as cash in hand. They come in many, many, many different forms and opportunities all over the place. And you'll have so much good energy at the beginning of the week, seeing these things and being able to identify these blessings. It'll put a spring in your step for the rest of the week to see just how many more blessings you can collect throughout the week. So not a whole lot going on that's not good for you guys. It really comes down to your perception. If you're open to money and those blessings coming to you, well, then you are going to get them. But if you're worried about where they're going to come from, chances are you're standing in your own way. So you guys make the right choice and have a great week with that. And finally, Pisces. This week's squared position between Neptune in your sign and Saturn is definitely heavy, as it's really felt as a financial responsibility for you guys. Specifically when it comes to whether or not you can achieve the things that you need to achieve. And money, when you don't have it, has a tendency to become a very big problem. So this squared position really feels like your financial responsibilities should go to your responsibilities to the people that you are responsible for, and not necessarily the things that you want to do. It's a beautiful thing to take care of your responsibilities, but let's face it, if you don't have the money for you, it gets really, really annoying at the same time, very frustrating. You have to have a balance of both. At the same time, though, Neptune's sextile position with Mars is the boost of energy you need to move forward in a proactive way in this situation. So if you don't have the money, sitting and moping about it is not going to be proactive. It's not going to do any good for you. But this burst of energy with Mars gives you ample opportunities or more opportunities to generate the income that you do need so that you can take care of both what you're responsible for and what you want to do at the same time. So it creates a bit of a balance there because you do need both. And more importantly, you do deserve both. That's what's really important. You don't want to feel like you don't deserve to have what you want to do or achieve what it is that you want to achieve just because you got responsibilities somewhere else. You can have both. Be careful, of course, not to use those responsibilities as excuses not to move forward. So don't hide behind those responsibilities because of your own fear. You guys have as good of a chance, if not a better one, as everybody else to succeed in what you want. I mean, you're Pisces. That makes you a little bit of every single sign rolled into one awesome person. So you guys have a great week with that. Thank you so much for watching. I'm Melissa Bruce, the Heavy Metal Psychic. Don't forget to check me out every Friday night on www.paramaniaradio.com, 7 p.m. Eastern Time. The Heavy Metal Psychic comes on every single week, and we've always got something fun going on for you guys that hour. Also, don't forget to check out our classes and services that we provided on afairymothersdream.webs.com, and of course, everything that we've got going on in our Facebook group, facebook.com/Grateful Fairy Wings. Thanks again, and I will see you guys next week.